in the Dominican Republic, now fighting out of New York City. He weighed in at a ready 159 pounds. His record stands at 21 wins, 2 losses, 15 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the WBA number 4 ranked middleweight contender, introducing Julio Cesar Green. And his opponent across the ring, the defending world champion on my left, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black trunks with white trim, hailing from Lincoln Park, Maryland. He weighed in at the middleweight limit of 160 pounds even, with a fine record of 24 wins, no losses, 1 draw. He has 19 wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight he is making the 3rd defense of his title, introducing the undefeated WBA middleweight champion of the world, William Joppy Jr. And once again, a referee in charge, Wayne Kelly, now to give instructions.
William, come on over. Hey. Julio. All right, William, Julio, we're boxing under the rules of the WBA for the middleweight championship of the world. I expect a clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Shake hands, come out boxing at the bell. Good luck, 12 rounds.
The emphatic words of Wayne Kelly. William Joppy generally starts out fast and comes straight in. He can box or brawl, fights with a lot of confidence. Watch for his right hand. And Julio Cesar Green, solid, thick, muscular, nothing flashy, no nonsense. In contrast to Joppy, he usually starts out in deliberate fashion, very patient, picks his spots, waits for his opportunities. Good technician, but does have power in both hands. Here we go, round 1, scheduled for 12 for the WBA Middleweight Championship. Joppy, the champion in the black trunks, and Green, the challenger in the green.
Hey, Green in the green is going to come right at him.
If that interview we did yesterday in the morning has anything to do with it, what you're going to see is a one-sided assault, because Joppy was very cool and kind of day at the office guy. And this other guy says, I'll knock him out inside of 2 like I did 14 other guys. So let's see what he does. If he's all talk, or does he really come out to fight?
Joppy said if this thing goes to a decision, he'll quit. He said he'll try not to get into a slugfest. He'll box, he'll dictate, mix it up, dance, and box.
You know, Joppy can move from the outside. He can box, he can counterbox, and he can get on the inside and levy some heavy weight.
Green says if this goes to a decision, Joppy will never fight again because he'll be so beaten up. That's an original viewpoint.
That's the first time I've ever heard that one.
Yeah. Both very opinionated, both very outspoken, and both very confident. Green was nonchalant in his meeting with us yesterday. Not impressed with Joppy, the champion. He said he's strong the first 3 rounds. We'll see how he holds up after that. I'll come right at him. I fought boxers with better records. He says he'll be surprised. He also said Joppy wasn't classy, shunning him at the press conference.
Well, Joppy's already smiling and having his way. If Green goes back and continues backing up, he cannot win this fight. He's not going to win the fight going back. He has to be coming forward and throwing his shots.
Julio.
Keep him up, says referee Wayne Kelly to the challenger Green. Green's 3rd fight at the Garden, the biggest under the Leonard Norris fight in 1991.
Nice right hand, nice crisp right hand by Julio, by Green. Inside.
Some people think that if there's one fight on this 5-fight marathon card that has a chance of being an upset, it could be this one. We'll see.
Well, Green has some power and he's mean and he's usually in shape and comes to fight. Joppy took this last minute, so there are some questions there. But Joppy clearly right now is a better boxer. Beautiful counter right hand.
Well, these backhand shots by William Joppy, almost taunting Green, who powers to the body.
Another keep him up. That's the 2nd warning. Both those were kind of at the belt line. I don't think he better start that too soon, or else he's going to have to start disqualifying people or taking points away. That's too soon.
Nice defense by Joppy, battling off those jabs by Green. Green says the change of opponents from Bradley to Joppy will have no effect. He says we're all fighters. We all have 2 hands, 2 legs. Joppy's just another fighter. under 20 seconds in round one.
Nice right hand by Joppy. Good counter right hand by Green. And another.
Green took that exchange. A nice, crisp combination following his right hand.
The crowd behind Green from the Dominican Republic now lives in Jamaica, Queens, as we head for the bell.
Jab that in the northern hand. He's jabbing to the stomach to the head. Bring the hands down for a knee right there. No, we got it. Rubber. All right. Good. Watch him, okay? You're good. You're so wide open. No move. Suck it in deep. Blow it out your nose. Suck it in while we're talking.
Stretch your leg out.
Here you see Joppy and Green at the end of the round. A right hand by Joppy and a right hand by Green. Tit for tat. One right back. And that's the way it's got to work. You get hit with a punch, you roll it, and you counter.
But you see, the thing is, he kept fighting. You see that?
That's exactly correct, Bertie.
Oh, man, that's what made his round.
He followed it up.
He followed it up. I think Joppy's starting to wake up, you know, like saying, wait a minute. This ain't going to be so easy. I mean, he was boxing like he was doing nothing but a little gym workout, and all of a sudden he finds himself in a little fight here.
Round two. This Madison Square Garden crowd certainly comes alive whenever Julio Cesar Green connects.
Well, he's a local fighter now. Don't forget, he's fought a lot here.
He's a strong kid. Looks like he's got a little cut under his left eye. Hard to tell, but I saw a little, either it's very red and ugly or it's a little tiny cut.
Yeah, at the end of that last round, he got hit and it blew up just almost with that one punch. But it's just, I don't think it's a cut as much, Bobby, as it is about to be a cut. It's nice and red and boxy.
The crowd chanting for Green, who just ate one. A right hook by Joppy, who has very fast hands and loves to unleash combinations.
I agree with Bobby. He can't go back with this guy. He's got to establish himself. He's got to start coming forward like he's doing right there. Put a stiff jab in. Go after him. There you go.
The Green is strong. He's got some power there. You saw him get Joppy's attention with a good left hook.
Almost everything behind the jab from Green. Quick, stiff shotgun jab, works the body and head, and as mentioned, has power in both hands.
And then he doesn't leave. He goes on with his combination, which is what I like. I mean, one punch and gone is no good. There you go.
Beautiful right hand, left hook to the body.
Digging into the midsection. Green 21-2 with 15 knockouts. Joppy undefeated. 24-1 with 19 KOs. His third title defense.
See, Joppy, too, is deceivingly cute with some of those little jabs. These little stuff. Doesn't look like much, and then you hit with a right hand and a left hook before you know it. Joppy's very cute.
There you go.
A smacking right by Mr. Joppy.
That little jab, and the right hand, left hook. There it is again.
Joppy, combination opening up with a barrage, but the Green withstands, and then there's a lot of bobbing and weaving.
But he got hit. He got peppered by some great shots by the champion Joppy.
But you see a couple of those little tap jabs. They're not only range finders besides point getters, but they set it up. You pick your hands up. You got a hand in your face. The next thing you know, you got two big hands in
A heavy right hook there by Green, but partially blocked by the arm of Joppy. Joppy being cautioned by referee Wayne Kelly for the backhand.
A little drop of blood under that left eye, and it's getting swollen. It looks like it may close.
Under the eye of Green. Oh, look at this! Off the left hook, a countering shot by Green, and down goes Joppy. Joppy goes down for the first time in his career, pro or amateur.
He got caught coming in, Steven. A counter left hook. Perfect timing. Green floored him.
And he said he was going to do this inside of two. He certainly got the knockdown inside of two.
15 seconds left of the second. William Joppy going to the deck for the first time in his career. This is 26th professional fight. Joppy trying to shake it off as the bell sounds.
Wow.
What a surprise.
Get away from him, okay? You jab and you're gone. You jab and your hands go up. And let's start picking with that right hand, man. Okay. You're showing that you're feeling better, right?
Let's take a look at what happened to the champion coming in, looking like he was doing all right, and a left hook catches him, and he's having a hard time getting up, Bobby.
Well, you can see his balance clearly wasn't there. Joppy's leaning. You see he's leaning? and bang, the hook hits him. His feet got together, got sideways, and he got hit with the hook and it pushed him right to the seat of his pants. But it was a good, clean look.
Let's take another look at it. As he got hit and he's out of balance by his buddy. His hit is solid. He can't get upright, and he is lucky to have weathered that round.
William Joppy down 224 into round 2 from a left hook right on the nose. And not to gloat, but what did we say at the start?
Exactly what I was going to say. We said if there was one fight that could be a surprise, it's this one. Because Joppy is so lackadaisical about what he's got, and the other kid is so determined.
This is going to be a very important round for both the challenger and the champion.
Whoa.
The challenger can establish himself here and win the round.
Look at Green. Green coming on strong here in the 3rd round after knocking Joppy down in the 2nd. The crowd comes alive.
He's taking the shot, Steve. That's what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to test how much he hurt the champion, see what he has left, see if he can push the momentum completely his way.
Green trying to derail the unification hopes of William Joppy here.
Well, Joppy's punching a hard jab now. That's no pity pat that he was doing before. That's no range fighter. That's a destructor. There he goes.
Last-minute fight for William Joppy, we point out, not really knowing Julio Cesar Green, but by the same token, Green was training for Bradley. And now here comes Joppy, and down goes Green.
Beautiful right hand by Joppy to the temple of Green. I don't think he saw it.
6, 7, 8.
Looks over to his corner, acknowledges that he's okay. 54 seconds in came the knockdown. So 2 knockdowns in the fight, each going down. And things really opening up. A straight right by William Joppy. And that's connected. Combination by Joppy.
Joppy's a lot more accurate. He's got a lot more time.
Green's in trouble. Green
He's
staggered.
in big trouble, Steve.
Joppy could finish him off right here in the 3rd round. Green's ready to go. Down for the 2nd time. Gets up quickly.
Steve, he's out, Steve. He's out on his feet. They're gonna let him go, but I'll tell you what, he is out on his feet.
You feel all right?
He really is.
He didn't answer. He's got a long way to go. 1:12 and counting. Down twice here in the 3rd.
See, Green has got too much pride. He's not holding on, and he's going to get his thought clean right here. Too many punches landing clean. He's not holding on.
Don't forget the 3 knockdown rule.
Step back. Let him go.
The 3 knockdown rule is in effect here. The WBA, 1 more, and Green is automatically through.
45 seconds left in the round, Steve. Joppy just needs one more clean combination.
And it could be coming up. There's a straight right hand to the face of Green, and what is holding him up? A left uppercut by Joppy. Green in all kinds of trouble, ready to go again for the 3rd time.
I'll tell you what, the referee's taking a close look, and this is just about over.
The ropes are holding Green up. Wayne Kelly looking in vertical. Oh, look at this, back comes Green.
A big right hand by Green.
A haymaker by Green. What a comeback.
What a chin, what a heart.
10 seconds left in the 3rd. What a recovery by a courageous Julio Cesar Green. And he's going to make it through the round.
Wow, what a round. What a round.
Don't get him in no title. Clear him up, okay? Clear him up. This is why you gotta come out of here. Deep breath.
Come on, baby. Come on. Give me a leg. Suck it in.
Here's the first knockdown. You watch Julio Cesar Green. He gets hit with a right hand on the temple, and down he goes. He was hurt right away.
That was high up on the temple, over his ear, and then trying to finish him off. There was a series of blows, as you're seeing, any one of which should have knocked him out. Got into a 2nd round knockdown, but then he came back, and that was amazing. Green came back.
Freddie, I scored that round 10-7 because it was so dominated by Joppy, but I'll tell you, this fight is anybody's fight right now.
I'll tell you why I made it 10-8, because Joppy got in trouble at the end of the round. I had it 10-7, but at the end of the round, he got in trouble. That knocked a point off for me. Made it 10-8.
Round 4.
Which makes it Green ahead 28-27. But Joppy definitely on a different killer mode.
I have it 28-26 for Joppy. I gave Joppy the first round by a little bit. He lost the second by 2 and won the third by 3. This is where the scoring gets interesting.
Let's see how Green reacts after being floored 2 times within 1 of a disqualification in that last round. Here's the odd-line scoring through 3. Joppy 2 and Green 1.
That's how I have it.
The fans at home participating. Down goes Green, but it's a slip.
He's exhausted. He is exhausted. He's taken some kind of beating. That took a lot of starch out of Green.
I think that was just bad footing. I'm not sure the exhaustion factor set in yet. The hurt factor has gone back and forth a few times.
A game, Julio Cesar Green. Already the crowd favorite, but winning over other fans in the crowd as well with his heart. Able to withstand tremendous punishment here. And not surprisingly, the action letting up just for a second. Now Green picks up the pace. Green dancing around. Here's the left jab followed by the combination by Joppy, but not getting much there.
I'm surprised Joppy hadn't jumped on top of him, having him hurt as badly as he did that last time.
You know, the fight has settled down so much after the last round that the crowd itself is almost falling to sleep. It's amazing.
We approach the final minute of round 4 after an electrifying third round.
Well, it's almost as if they forgive him 1 round and say, hey, you guys had it so hard that last round. Take a round off. Give us a chance to breathe a little bit here.
The crowd resting their voices.
So Joppy's boxing is smart now. He used a lot of energy in that last round. And again, he took this fight on short notice. Whether he's in shape or wasn't, it was a lot of energy used.
Remember, it was Green's contention that if he went past 3, he wouldn't be in shape to take him. And, of course, he had no way anticipating what that third round hell was going to be like.
Left hook that pushes Joppy back, but he blocked it with his arm.
Interesting round to judge. One guy's chasing, doing all the chasing. The other guy's bipping and bopping and doing a run.
Another slip by Julio Cesar Green. No knockdown.
Same exact punch, a swinging wild low left hook. He just keeps losing his footing.
Interestingly, Green is not rated by the WBA. He's number 3 by the WBO. And he gets this championship fight. The politics of boxing again. Well, if Joppy can get by Green, he hopes to begin his unification process at the middleweight title. Joppy, currently the WBA middleweight champ. The WBC champ is his fellow Maryland product and arch rival Keith Holmes. The IBF champ is Bernard the Executioner Hopkins. WBO, the man who was supposed to be here tonight, but had to
You're not jobbing. Why you not jobbing?
step away because of an injury, Lonnie Bradley. And there you get a look at the middleweight champions of the world. Not exactly murderer's row, Ferdy.
No, not big. Lonnie Bradley's kind of out of it now because of the retina. He'll be out for about a year.
Maybe not murderer's row, but one of them is called the Executioner.
Yeah.
His hands
Very
are
good.
always down on that one. Try, baby, okay? Let's stand like we're supposed to.
Let's see if Green has gotten some of that gasoline back in the tank.
And here we go into round 5. In round 2, Joppy went down from a left hook, right on the nose. Round 3, Green down twice.
His corner said what happened to the jab to Green. He said put it in there hard. You can't put a hard jab in where the guy's running as hard as Joppy is. You won't find him.
Nice stiff jab by Green, answering back from Joppy's jab.
Joppy's bipping. He seems satisfied to not try to inflict big punishment here. He's boxing. He's relaxing.
Combination upstairs and then to the body by Green impressively.
He got caught with a little right hand in the middle of that onslaught too by Joppy, but nothing real serious landing there either way.
Green had been down only once in his career prior to the 2 knockdowns tonight. He was put down by Carl Daniels. He lost by decision. Joppy down for the first time in his career. Body shots, hard body shots by Green.
Yeah.
Watch those kidney punches, says Wayne Kelly to Green. Things once again settling down.
You know, Joppy in the interview said he could slug, but he'd rather not. He doesn't choose to do that. And we saw that he could slug, but he also saw that he can be put on the floor.
Maybe that's why he doesn't choose to slug.
Well, he's boxing a lot smarter now, but pace is slowed a lot. It's very even. One big flurry here by either fighter, one big combination or rush could win the round.
We had such a furious pace to that third round. Everything else seems so slow in comparison.
Well, it seems like it's in Joppy's hands. He was in much better shape. He gave the beating, didn't take the beating, and yet he's the one that slowed things down.
Joppy claiming he was butt. Now both back to the boxing.
Nice combination to the body by Joppy, but not real clean. Beautiful right hand.
Beautiful shot by William Joppy. A straight right to the head that couldn't be blocked by Green, but Green comes back.
And another right hand by Joppy. He's got to place a home for that right hand.
Now he's backing Green up and has him on the retreat. Green looking fatigued right now.
Green looked at his corner for instructions. Usually that's not too good of an idea.
Green looking for a second win.
No punch. Step back.
Final seconds of round 5. A lot of swelling under the left eye of Green.
Not much action there to pick from.
Stay careful now, okay? Just watch, he's desperate. This guy's desperate, okay? Every time you jab, you pull your hair back. Be careful. Hey, stay on the outside. Pick at him. Pick at him. Pick at him. Bang right hand. You understand?
Good round, baby. Good round. Good round. Make it your ring. Make it your ring, okay?
You looking good. You looking good. You looking good. You looking good.
Give me a score, Dave. You got yourself a
Round
score.
Round 6. Win every round. You're halfway home, baby. Halfway
Suck it up.
Keep pecking at him, baby. Just keep winning the round.
Make sure you're out of his way, okay? Get out of this guy's way.
Lenny Blackmore, the chief second.
Glove on the floor. Let me go.
Jab right hand. You're not jobbing.
William Joppy being urged on by Adrian Davis. They've got a lot of people from the old Sugar Ray Leonard days from Maryland in that Joppy corner. Julio Cesar Green has the venerable Eddie Mafus in his corner as well. Pretty good experience in both corners as we enter into round 6. The pace slowing a bit, but as mentioned, you'd expect that after all the action in rounds 2 and 3.
Well, you heard his corner. Very satisfied in what he's doing. Think he's won both rounds. Just bipping and bopping. The round is yours. So, you know, that's what he's doing. That's what Joppy's doing with his corner tells him.
Check the online scoring once again from the fans viewing at home. Joppy up 4-1.
That's exactly how I have it, gentlemen. Second round I gave to Green, the rest I've given to Joppy.
I've got it 4-2, and either way, Joppy is way ahead.
How could you have it 4-2 with only 4 or 5 rounds?
This is 6.5.
This is the new matter.
Oh.
Minute gone by in round 6. A grazing right hand there by Julio Cesar Green, but not a counter by Joppy. Now Joppy peppering away again with that jab. That's what they want him to do.
You know, he's got an annoying jab. See, he just keeps sticking in Green's face, just making Green be aware of it. And as soon as he disregards it, he lowers the boom with that right hand.
It's also target practice under that left eye of Green, which continues to swell up. Now Green comes back with the stiff left jab, sticking to the body, then upstairs, powering away, getting a few shots in.
Beautiful left hook there, right hand to the body, left hook to the head. He got Joppy's attention and then some.
We said at the outset, this guy, Julio Cesar Green, is a tough kid.
Well, he had his moment. If he has another couple of moments like that, he's on the way to taking another round.
Minute remaining in round 6, scheduled for 12 for the WBA middleweight title.
This is when Joppy's more effective when he comes forward. Let's see another right hand. Green got off a nice combination, but then got countered. Joppy's looking to set him up. As he pushes Green back, you know he's looking for that big right hand.
And it's about to
Joppy stalking Green. Here he goes, combination to the head, and Green doesn't have much defense to answer those shots. They're just getting through for.
He's almost at half speed. He's not fighting with that brio that he had in those first 3 rounds.
He's got swelling under the left eye and a cut above the eye, does Green. A wide left hook by Green that really opened himself up.
He didn't have much on it, Steve. That was kind of a token left hook just to get a hand out there.
And the end of round 6, a leaping left hook by Green that momentarily startled Joppy.
Tell you, that was a really close round to score.
Yeah, hard.
Here at Madison Square Garden in New York, the mecca of boxing.
Julio, you gotta get up fast. I want a fast right hand. A fast right hand. Don't put the water here. Okay. Okay. Julio, you gotta be fast with the jab.
Coming up next and waiting patiently and very quietly back in her dressing room, almost in a trance, is Christy Martin as she gets ready for Atlanta's Isra Gergra. Christy Martin, who told us that she's going to try not to be as reckless as she has in the past, and she'll try to box more, use her technique rather than brawling style. We'll see if that happens. Here we go. Round number 7.
I bet Mr. Joppy didn't expect this tough a night.
How about your unofficial scorecards at the halfway point?
I scored the last round even. I have it 58-54 for the champion Joppy. He's done the majority of the work. He's boxed smart. The 2 big knockdowns out of 10-7 round. So it's going to be difficult for Green to close the gap without more pressure.
I have 57-55 because I took that first round, gave it to Green, and I didn't give him a 10-7. I gave him a 10-8 because he did a great deal of damage to Joppy as that round ended. Either way, Joppy is ahead.
Joppy down for the first time in his career, pro or amateur, in the 2nd round. Green tasting the canvas 2 times in round 3. Had he gone down 1 more time and he was in trouble, it would have been automatically called on the 3 knockdown rule, but he hung in there. The 2nd and 3rd rounds were frantic paces. Things have slowed down considerably since, and Joppy in charge. Now he's taunting Green just a bit.
You know, it's clear Joppy does not want to get into a slugfest now. He knows that's not going to help him, and here we see
holding and hitting.
Wild hitting in the back.
Oh, fouling, hitting him in the back. 1 more, says Wayne Kelly, and he'll take a point away from you, Green. That's a sign of desperation. And it's not nice either. Well, continues to tail off Freddie.
Joppy's not making any friends.
He did this against Peter Venancio the last time we saw him in Nashville. The crowd booed there, and the crowd boos here.
You know what you have here, guys? This is what you have. You have a man who builds up a lead and goes into a prevent defense.
Yep.
Just like in the NFL or keep away when you're playing basketball. Just run the clock out. And that's what he's doing. He's doing the equivalent of running the clock out.
Explain that to the crowd.
Well, that I'd rather not do.
Heavily Hispanic crowd, as you know, Ferdy, and they want to see action.
It's too far to go to do that. Oh, nice shot. Nice right hand.
Oh, that's a combination. A left hook by Julio Cesar. Green got the attention of Joppy.
You know, it was a right hand and a right hand left hook, and Joppy, although he didn't wobble, he knows he was hit.
And that maybe reaffirms why he's running around. Every time he stands still and tries to get serious, he gets clobbered.
Green doing it in spurts. We approach the final seconds of round 7, and once again, Green with a burst of energy.
Well, not anything to write home about, folks, at all.
Give me a little, stretch your legs. Give me the, all right, got it.
You're looking good, Joppy. Stuck it in your nose, blood from my body. Get your wind together. You okay, baby?
Give me a little water on your head. Okay.
Give me this. Hold me on wide.
Give me the score.
All right, let's take a look at this nice little combination by Joppy. These kind of things win around for you when you've been running around. That's a combination by Green, and that was a very good. Let's take another look.
Another look at it on the inside. You'll see Green's trying, and Joppy's coming forward, trying to box, keep him at bay with that jab. He comes up on the inside, ducks underneath, comes up with the hook. Excuse me, the right hand, then the hook. Both of them landed very clean. Clearly, he won that exchange, and I thought it was more effective in the round.
Hey, come on. What we gonna do, baby?
Well, if Joppy persists in running, I don't think that's going to help much with the judges. Although, you know, he's getting his points and all that. But if at the end of this, Green starts cranking up again and getting his second win and getting his like that.
Wild swing and a miss by
Not that I
Green.
would equate the two, Ferdy, but Muhammad Ali won 3 world titles going backwards.
Oh, yeah. But he stopped and fought. Don't even think of equating this guy with Muhammad Ali.
I was careful.
Picking your words very carefully as Julio Cesar Green picks his spots carefully here. A lot of head and shoulder movement all of a sudden to the boxing skills. Looking for his opening.
I think Green's got to press the fight here, maybe take a chance that Joppy's a little more tired than he thinks. Press it a little bit, take a couple of shots, gamble a little bit.
Green had a terrific flurry with about 30 seconds left in the 7th round.
The referee's only talking to Green. How about talking to Joppy a little bit? I mean, you know,
I thought those punches were all belt lining up. I thought they were pretty clean myself.
Left hook to the head by Green. That sent Joppy back a step.
Green kept saying, the longer it goes, the better it's going to be for me because I come on late and this guy doesn't. Well, if it's true, then we got a nice, interesting evening to go.
Combination to the head by William Joppy. Almost a low blow there by Green. Wayne Kelly didn't see it. Nice block with the arm by Joppy, but back comes Green to the body, but those punches are being blocked. Combination to the head by Joppy. Halfway through round 8. The action picking up just a bit. So now Joppy going back to the dancing.
You know, that much movement by Joppy is very tiring. There's a lot of pressure on the legs. And come around 11 and 12, we'll see if those legs are still as spry as they are now.
He went 12 rounds in his last title defense against the Brazilian Venancio. His 3rd title defense.
Green relentlessly pursuing. There he goes. Relentlessly pursuing. A hook that just missed. Just grazed the cheekbone. By Green. See, almost none of those punches had anything on them. None of them. They were locator punches.
Locator punches, a couple little points, keeping a jab in his face, working the eye. He's doing some things effectively, but there's no real power in anything Joppy's throwing right now.
Joppy with a modified shuffle there. Little crisscross. Crowd growing impatient. You hear the boo birds. Great action in the 2nd and 3rd round when we saw the knockdowns, but things tapering up ever since. Final seconds of round 8. Joppy, an elusive target for Green.
As you can see, they're encouraging him to go ahead and just let it out. Better to lose getting knocked out than it is to just let it while away. So they're steaming him up. Let's see if he can do it.
Round 9 scheduled for 12 for the WBA Middleweight Championship. Should we look for the pace to pick up this round? We'll see. Well, Joppy comes out dancing.
I think Joppy's resigned. The smart way to do this is outbox Green, pick him apart with the jab if he can, work the eye, get the points, and not worry about a slugfest.
Yeah, I think he was reminded of that in the 3rd round, that it's not going to be that easy if you fight.
He was first made aware of it in the 2nd and clearly reminded at the end of the 3rd.
Yeah, he went down to the 2nd for the first time ever. And then he put Green down twice in the 3rd.
But Green gave him some reminder to take back to the corner. This ain't over.
And again, Joppy very elusive. Slipping and sliding.
He moves very quickly, and he hasn't had the ring cut off on him too much. Green's kind of following, cuts it off from time to time, but Joppy, he switches and changes directions very well.
Great reflexes, fast hands by Joppy. And the crowd booing. Showing its displeasure here.
That is not the way to become a popular champion, I'll tell you that.
Right now, it's not a popularity contest over Joppy. It's survival and keep the title. Certainly right now, that's important, and this is the way he thinks he can do it.
Obviously so. That's the way he's fighting. But when you come to the negotiating table and somebody pulls out a tape of this, you can't ask for too much money.
Oh, and Julio Cesar Green with some offense there, a combination of the body and head. But back comes Joppy, keeping Green at bay with that effective jab.
First offensive action by Joppy where he looked like he clenched his teeth and let it go. It did not affect Green.
Joppy's only blemish in 25 fights, in 95 a draw against Rodney Toney for the vacant NABF middleweight title.
Even as ugly as some of these rounds are, Joppy's putting most of them in the bank. One or two Green pulls away. But Joppy's more effective with the jab, the little combinations. Green's not really hitting anything. Once in a while a shot gets through.
Green on a search and destroy mission here, but getting nowhere against the defensive tactics of Joppy.
Oh, Joppy doing some kind of nasty.
Well, the hot dogging is.
Hot dogging. You know. No.
And the taunting continues. Joppy.
Another nice left hook by Joppy.
Green coming back with a stiff jab, but getting nowhere fast.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's an unusual one-handed fight.
It's conspicuously missing.
He has not thrown it. It's open. You see him in the combinations about to go.
Now just dodging away from Green.
There's been double, triple jabs from Joppy, hooks off the jab. He really is staying away from the right hand, and that's what got Green in trouble in the first place. That's what floored him the first knockdown, the right to the temple.
Well, this should be interesting. We'll follow Joppy into his corner at the end of round 10 and see if there's some indication to the right hand situation.
How you feel? Good. Give it 2 more. He's beating him. He's just watching. That's all. He's beating this man good. He's going to come at you.
Let's take a look at that left hand. Keep your eye on the right hand of Joppy. See, you think, well, he's going to throw the right following that nice little left hand. He doesn't throw it. Every time he sets up, and it looks like, well, there's the left. Now comes the right. Nope, doesn't throw it. I mean, something is going on here.
He cocks it, but doesn't unleash it.
Another look, and he just pushes off. There's a hook with the left side. Right hand was clearly there, didn't take it. There he's just blocking, he's moving off. But here's the right hand right there. The left hand of Green is down. He jabs. There's the right hand to the body he could have taken, or over the top. He just either is hesitating, is tired, or it's hurt.
He just got lifted up off his bench by his, off the stool by his corner. I mean, he looks weary.
All right, round number 11, the championship rounds. This is for the WBA middleweight title. First of 5 fights from Madison Square Garden.
Well, he better get serious here. I mean, I have my head, but he could lose this or he could get a draw. He better get serious.
To his credit, Joppy is keeping Green off balance. He's missing wildly with some shots like that right hand you just saw there. He's not really stepping or closing the gap, closing the distance between him and Joppy without eating a couple of jabs.
Let's get it over to Jim Gray, who has more information on the hand.
All right, Steve, thank you very much. I just spoke to Adrian Davis over in the corner of Joppy. He says he believes that the right hand is very hurt. In fact, he thinks it may be broken, and he could have been fighting with a broken hand for the past couple of rounds. Steve?
All right, thanks very much, Jim. Appreciate it.
Well, the Sherlock Holmes Award goes to you, Steve. You picked it up, Bobby. I didn't. I mean, he is not using that left hand. I mean, that right hand.
You know, it's almost impossible for a fighter who's so used to throwing to not even throw it, even though it's hurting. It's almost impossible for him to not throw it once in a while just out of sheer reaction.
How many guys have you ever heard of broke his hand and kept right on fighting and told you after the fight it hurt? During the fight, it didn't hurt. Look at this. Look at this.
The crowd obviously unaware of the situation here with Joppy's right hand, so they continue to boo. But he's still in command with just one hand.
He did some masterful work just a few minutes ago with a couple of different flurries, a jab, a step off, a couple of blocks, and another jab, a couple of hooks. He's done a nice job with the one hand and his legs. He's using his legs to use that left hand.
I bet the public thinks that Green is ahead of this fight. Look at that, look at that, look at that. I hate that. I hate that.
Again, that's unnecessary, and Green says, come on, let's fight.
Yeah, but as much as Green's saying let's fight.
And then he walks into a left hook.
I'll tell you what, that's not illegal. He hit him in the face.
1 point.
Even though he stepped around.
1 point.
1 point.
Oh.
1 point. 1 point.
Uh-oh.
Keep it clean, man. Come on. All right? You know better than that. He turned around.
Well, Bobby disagrees with Wayne Kelly, who takes a point away from Joppy.
Oh, bad day at Black Rock.
Joppy was standing behind him but reached around and hit him in the face. As long as his punch landed in a legal area, I believe the angle he threw from shouldn't matter as much.
It certainly had the appearance of wrongdoing, that's for sure.
I disagree with you, Bobby. If the referee is there and he reaches around on the punch, wrong. Absolutely wrong.
But he hit him before the referee touched him.
Well, we'll see it on the replay. Let's see.
As we head for the bell in round 11 with a little controversy.
Oh, yeah, big controversy because this could change the fight completely around.
Okay, baby. One more round, okay? Kick your feet out.
Stretch him out, stretch him out, stretch him out.
There you go. Don't get paid. Don't get paid. I'm going to give him some. Give him some down here. Yes, now, baby. Championship round, Tom. Championship round, baby. Come on, let's work him out. Keep on, Tom.
All right, let's take a look at this. Now that he's behind him.
The referee hadn't gotten there yet. He hit him clean.
He hit him clean the first time. The second time, he did get there, though. The first time, you're right. He hit him there.
As long as Joppy doesn't hit him in the back of the head, back of the neck, the back of his body, he reached all the way around and hit him. He was very elusive, obviously, but he reached around and hit him in his face. I don't think that should be a penalty.
Okay, that's a protect yourself at all times.
But it did appear ugly.
Yeah, come on.
Joppy thinks he's got it in the bag. He hears the boos. Now Green hears the cheers from the crowd. 12th and final round. They touch gloves for the WBA Middleweight title. It has suddenly become a very intriguing situation.
Well, it depends on how you scored that last round. This could be either a draw or it could be just barely in Joppy's favor. Either way, this is a big round. Big round.
You know, I fought with a broken hand twice. Once against Teddy Mann, once against Mustafa Hamsho. You have no choice. You have to throw the hand and work through the power.
A heavy right hook by Julio Cesar Green.
Another one.
And keep in mind, Joppy is a one-handed fighter. He's not throwing the right. It's probably hurt, maybe broken.
He threw it that time.
Yeah, but he didn't throw it. He just kind of laid it out there.
Come on, don't get cocky now. Now's the time to fight. Forget about showbiz. Now he's showing off.
Well, this should be very interesting scoring.
Well, I'm going out on a limb. I've got mine tied. 103-103.
I have one round difference. 104-102. I still think Joppy's winning the fight. But I'll tell you what, it's very ugly, and it's just really not nice.
When their fights have gone the distance, Green is 1-1, Joppy a win and a draw. Both fighters have gone the distance twice. Minute 40 and counting of the 12th round for the title.
And Joppy not doing that much to preserve his title here. Green doing what he needs to do to take it. Well, let's see. Boy, this is going to be close.
Oh, a combination to the head. That time Joppy opened up with the right hand. That's the first right he's thrown in rounds.
But even at that, it was a very short right hand that didn't have a lot on it. He wasn't fully committed to that right hand. He really wasn't, Steve.
And he threw it twice.
You could see him holding it back, though, Freddie. It was terrible.
No, it was short. Short and boom, like pull it back as soon as you hit it.
The cut opens up a little bit over the left eye of Green. We approach the final minute of the fight.
Well, I think Joppy clearly wins the round so far.
Well,
boxing smart, some nice combinations.
This could save his title right here.
Let's see if Green really goes after it here in the final 45 seconds. He thinks he has the fight.
Yeah, because he's telling them to fight. The crowd The crowd is behind him, but that's not what's going to win the fight.
Quick, clean. Watch your head.
I agree with Bobby. So far, Joppy's won this round. He's saved his title in my book.
30 seconds to go in the 12th round.
Oh, look.
Oh, Green, but he missed.
He missed. He threw a vicious overhand right, but back of the neck.
Well, Joppy had missed about 6 different jabs right there, remember. Whoa, nice 2 jabs and 3 jabs.
He's trying to set up the right as Green, but he only has 7 seconds to do it.
There's a good shot.
Right. Step back, step back.
And that's it. This one is in the books.
Whoa.
Whoever thought it would go to a 12th round after what we saw in the 3rd when Green went down twice and nearly went down for a 3rd time, which would have ended it. Joppy getting booed by the crowd here at Madison Square Garden in July of last year. So we await the decision, as does this crowd at Madison Square Garden, for the WBA Middleweight Championship between William Joppy and Julio Cesar Green. Joppy down for the first time in his career in the 2nd round. Then he put Green down 2 times in the very next round. The 2nd time was halfway through. But then he staggered Joppy, did Green, at the end of the 3rd round. So it was a wild and furious couple of rounds here. Then things really tapered off, tailed off. And then all of a sudden we noticed that Joppy was holding back from throwing the right hand. It may be broken.
All right, let's review some of that pleasant fighting. When Green got completely surprised Joppy, who's never been down. Round 2. Watch the right hand. This is the one where Joppy's leaning one way, and here comes the hook, the left hook, which just absolutely floors him. Difficulty getting up. Look, not easy.
Not used to it.
Now we'll look at the 2nd knockdown in round 3, the 2nd knockdown of Green. Green is getting teed off on. He is getting hurt and hit with shots. His head's up in the air. He goes down. Joppy does the right thing, throwing the uppercuts and the hooks, stands him up. Left, right, gets his head rocking, and he just falls forward onto the canvas. I'm surprised he got up from that one and finished the round. I really am, gentlemen.
All right, let's take a look at the deduction round 11. Bobby.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of action, we have a unanimous decision. The judges are in agreement. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Steve Weisfeld, scores at 113 to 112. Judge Rafael Caraballo scores about 116 to 113. Judge Gonzalo Riveras scores about 114 to 112. All 3 in favor of the winner and new WBA Middleweight Champion, Julio Cesar Green.
There it is, as the fans exult. A new champion, 113, 112, 116, 150, 114, 112. Unanimous decision for Julio Cesar Green, as he has taken the title away from William Joppy.
And pandemonium is breaking loose, and fans are celebrating, standing up, screaming. It is upset tonight in the Garden, just as we call it.
We talked about it. We said it could happen. I still think Joppy did enough to outbox him. I don't think Green was effective on a lot of those charges and lunge, and I thought Joppy outboxed him enough to win the fight. I thought the point was badly called.
And the celebration continues for Julio Cesar Green and the fans from the Dominican Republic. Big upset, as we hinted at the outset. This one had every element of that possibility, and it came to fruition.
Well, I think running around, whether his hand is hurt or not, the running around, it turns the judges against you. As we said, I had it 113, 112. Very, very, very close to go either way, but I can't argue with the decision.
It's the first loss for William Joppy in his career. Let's get it over to Jim Gray. Jim?
All right, thank you very much, Steve. William, first of all, tell me about your right hand. Was it broken in the 5th or 6th round? You seemed like you didn't want to use it.
Well, I don't believe it's broken. I think it's fractured, right? I broke it. I heard it around the 4th, 5th round. But, you know, my jab was good enough to win the fight. Y'all seen the fight. Y'all know I won, man. Easy.
You feel as though this is a bad decision? You feel you won the fight?
What you think? Honestly, come on.
Doesn't matter what I think. What do you think?
But you said I know what you know what I think. I'm just saying, you know, I won the fight, man. But that's the way it goes, though.
What about the deduction there in the 11th round when you reached around and hit him? Should that have been deduction?
Hey, it's protect yourself at all times. I'm saying, you know the rules. So, I feel I've been cheated, but, you know, that's life. Life goes on. I'll be back.
You'd like a rematch?
Oh, yeah, we'll get one.
All right, let's bring in Julio. Julio, first of all, tell us about your thoughts on this decision. Abel Sanchez will translate for us.
¿Qué piensa de la decisión usted? Bueno, fue una buena decisión porque él no vino a pelear, él vino a correr. Yo vine a hacer mi trabajo, ya que nos dimos knockdown cada uno. Es un buen boxeador, good fighter. Tiene todo para ser un campeón otra vez.
Well, I think the decision was just. All he did was come to run. I did the fighting. He's a good fighter, but I deserve the decision.
Were you aware that his right hand may have been broken in the 5th or 6th round, and did you take advantage of him not being able to use it?
¿Sabía que la mano derecha estaba quebrada y fue ventaja por usted?
No, no fue ventaja porque yo tuve problemas también en el primer round cuando lo tumbé con mi mano derecha, por eso me aguanté un poco y estuve haciendo la reacción para esperar un golpe.
No, I wasn't aware of it, and it wasn't an advantage because when I knocked him down with the right hand in the first round, I had a problem with mine also.
He knocked him down in the 2nd round. Now, you were knocked down twice in the 3rd round. Did you feel as though you were almost at the end and couldn't continue?
Cuando lo tumbaron en el tercero, ¿usted pensó que ya no podía continuar o tenía todavía con qué?
Yo tenía todo porque yo estaba viendo, esperando que viniera para hacer mi trabajo. Eso fue un golpe que yo no lo esperaba.
Son los boxeadores de calidad. Ahí es que hay que tener calidad. Díselo.
Yo me dejé caer.
No, go ahead and tell us what he's saying, Abel.
No, I was hurt a little bit. I went down so that I could get the 8 count, but I felt that I could continue. I was just letting him come to me. I was just waiting for him to come to me so I could counter him.